Good morning, Year 1, and welcome to day 3 of our maths. Again, we're looking at sorting objects today. Now, if you're doing this online and you're using the online teaching aid as yesterday, it's going to be a very similar lesson. So you may choose to leave the second part of it and just concentrate on the arithmetic starter today. Alternatively, you could go on to Doodle Maths and you probably could find some stuff on Doodle Maths that is linked to weight and as well. Okay, so those are your options if you don't want to repeat the same lesson, but there is ways of making the lesson different. Okay, so when you get ready, we'll get started. Okay, so today we're going to be doing some addition problems. Now in class, we'll probably be using number beads or cubes or counting lines. At home, it's up to you what you use. You can always use fingers, you can use the same set of objects, you can use anything to help. It's up to you how you do it. A ruler is really good as a counting line if you've got a ruler up to 30 centimetres. Okay, so have a go at these. Now it's up to you how you do this, whether you start the recording after each answer or whether you do the whole lot and go through. And remember, have a go at this maybe for 5 minutes. They get progressively harder so that the easy ones are here and the hardest ones, the challenge, are here. And it may be that your child isn't ready for anything beyond the expected at this point, so don't worry. Like I said, just spend 5 to 10 minutes on this. Okay, so when you're ready, welcome back. And 4 plus 7 is 11 if we count it on. 3 plus 8, we start on 8, count on 3. 1, 9, 10, 11, using my fingers. So that's 11 as well. Start at 18 this time, we can count on 2. Do you know, see the way we're always counting, starting with a bigger number? So 18 is in the fist, 19 is 1 finger, 20 is 2 fingers. Okay, and then 16 plus 4, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so those are the techniques you can use using fingers. Again, 5 plus 9 is 14, and 7 plus 7 is 14. Now, the sum has turned around, but these are balanced, a bit like our balanced scales. So 7 plus 7 still equals 14, but this time we're saying 14 equals 7 plus 7. And now we've got 15, we're adding 6, so that's 21. And again, it doesn't matter which way around it is. These next ones are a bit trickier. You're going to start at 23 and you're going to count on to 30, and then you're going to see how many fingers you've used. So 23 is a fist, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You should be holding up 7 fingers, and that's the answer. From 28, you add 2 to get to 30. From 17, we add 8 to get to 25. And because we know that, we can actually see that it's going to be 17 added to 8, or you could just count on 17, or use a number line starting at 8 and then working your way all the way up to 25. And then these last ones, as I said, were tricky. So in class, we'd be encouraging using 10s and 1s, which would give you 34. What you would do is you count 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That gives you the 4, and then we would count on in 10s. So 30, 40, 50, and we'd have 3 10s, 4 units, which is 34. And again, you might spot the pattern here. So that's 34 as well. And then 28 is easier in some ways. We would count on from 28, 29, 30 we've reached. So we know that now we can go up. So we've got 2 to 30, 12 to 40, 22 to 50. And again, we can spot that those are the same numbers in a different order. So that equals 22 plus 28. Okay, hopefully that made sense. So today we're going to be using this equipment. We're going to be finding out, balancing them, so that we're going to put an object in one side and balance it on the other side. So it looks like this, and we can tell the weights. Now today we're going to be using 10-gram weights, which I'm absolutely certain, unless you've got somebody in your family who fishes, you will not have 10-gram weights lying around the house. So this is why this potentially is going to be the same as yesterday for you, because you can use the online resource again. It looks like this. And then what you're going to use is ideally different fruit and still use the cherries. To find the weight that balances. So we know that an apple weighs 5 cherries, and we're going to assume, just for the sake of argument, that each cherry weighs 10 grams. So that's going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, because we counted out 5 of them. So what we would do is we draw the apple. We'd write apple underneath it. And we would say that we use 5 10 grams, so that's 50 grams. And again, you would do exactly the same as we did yesterday. Choose 5 objects and then work out which is the heaviest and which is the lightest by comparing the grams. So you'll be working in multiples of 10. Okay, so hopefully that will be enough of a challenge, but if you think it's too much like yesterday, then don't worry about it unduly. And then finally, we've got a challenge, but I'm going to leave this up for a few seconds before we move on to that. Okay, so your question today is working out which object weighed closest to 10 grams. And I think you're going to find a cherry probably weighed closest to a cherry. So how much would 2 cherries weigh? How much would 5 cherries weigh? How much would 10 cherries weigh? Pretty certain you'll be fine with that. And that is the end of today's lesson.